All right, so he's getting into a lunge motion. It's a position that's used a lot, or this, this, got it, boom, okay. But this position is an exaggerated position of like a receiver stance, boom. So I try to mimic some stuff in sport or target the specific tendon. This specific tendon we're targeting is the quadricep tendon. So we're trying to place that in a position, we're holding for time under tension, and what you're doing is developing the strength of the tendon, the strength to the muscle belly. It's kind of like what happened with the bigger, faster, stronger community in strength and conditioning. People got bigger, they got faster, they got stronger. Their tendons didn't. So like you got this very explosive hamstring and then this unstable hamstring tendon. So what happens now with training, or what a lot of research has been developed, is on tendon strength. Placing tendons in a position for X amount of time, rehab versus performance. Those are going to be different time frames. But typically a position like that, I'm going to have him hold for about 30 to 45 seconds each side, one set. After he's worked all of the muscle belly in his leg workout, hold the position, train the tendon, get into his mobility after. Boom. Mobility, mobility, mobility. Yeah.
Those are tough? Those are hard?
Sure.
Them suck.
We just standing here, just attention, time and attention. Like I said,
We can make this.
I feel like it's like almost like a Pilates movement, a little bit, right? Like
Literally,
Pilates, a lot of Pilates is like holding stuff,
Hey,
right?
talk about, you got to talk, shout out Nikita.
shout out Nikita, dope Pilates instructor. I've been with her for like the last 2 years. Yeah, she's been working my butt.
So you've been doing Pilates?
I've been doing Pilates.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to do Pilates maybe like once or twice a week. From a like mobility standpoint, also with my core and things like that, and prevent injuries.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that to add to my game routine and things like that to help out.
So like Dre swears by that stuff, right? Like
swears.
I thought, oh, you bring up Pilates?
Pilates in specific.
Yeah.
Pilates in specific.
Yeah, when you bring it up, oh, he's so passionate about it because he's like, my whole career was because, you know, like I stayed healthy.
It's huge. It definitely changed my whole game too, you know, with just injuries and things like that. I had hemi problems. I started doing Pilates. I never had any problems again. So, I mean, it was huge.
Boom.
Very impactful.
You're going to do the pigeon. Now, pigeon stretches happen different ways. Pigeon stretches happens different ways. The biggest progression is going to be boom, and then dropping the chest down onto the knee. Then you go knee down to the ground. You elevate your pigeon to get your glute into a deeper stretch. So you get into here. Hey, dropping that knee down to the floor, going chest up. But now you figure forward the femur and your glutes at a stretch. Now, when people don't have that mobility, or I'm teaching a specific mobility drill off of it, if they don't have the mobility, you tell them to drop their back knee onto something. You can elevate this as high as they need it, but it progresses it from the floor. But when we're talking about performance, rotation of the hips, rotation of your lumbar, I'm really placing the glutes in a stretch, and then I'm focused on lumbar mobility. So what I tell people is, as you're upright and tall, you're trying to go window to window or mirror to mirror. But as I'm here, 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here. You're just rotating through. We got 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, go 5 each side. No, just that one. Just that one. I don't know why I started teaching. I can't even help it. I just started talking about digressions and progressions. Boom. Yep. Wall to wall. Yep. Boom, boom. Yep. Good. And try to really, yeah. Yep. Good. Good. Okay. All right. All that work. When they got all that work. This work, Zeus. Oh, my bad.
You ain't got that?
I knew it.
Come on, we gotta see
lower
you do
body
it.
done, lower body block done, lower body block done, lower body block done.
We gotta work on it. You're not.
Boom. So earlier, we talked about dosing the upper body exercise. Still kind of treat it the same way. What are we working? How can we prep the shoulders better? How can we rotate some tissue better? How can we mobilize tissue? Like if you've trained with me, you know this is a very common drill, but 2 sets of 15 band pull apart into 2 sets of 5 on band around the world. You really just get in and get out. Your body's warm. You just hit all your lower body work. So I'm not too focused on that. But hey, let's get the scaps back. Let's open up the rotator cuff. And then they got inclined dumbbell bits today. So that's what they're gonna kind of get into. Pec fly as a accessory work movement for their pec. And then they're going into 2 tricep movements. 1 for strength, 1 for endurance, fatigue, duration, a 20 rep set. Okay, so that's upper body. And then core, we got to throw some core in.
Let's do it. Come on.
Okay, but 10, 5, Yeah, that's the sexy one. Yeah, let's do the sexy one. Sexy core drill.
So I heard it's really important as a trainer to have your athletes grab their own stuff, right? Like you don't want to be doing too much for them, like putting on all their weights and like grabbing their weights for them. You kind of want them to grab their own stuff. What do you think about that?
It depends. It's situational for sure.
Is it?
Situational for sure. 5 a.m. guys, I have 2 high school guys come at 5 a.m. One's our like high school quarterback, had an amazing year. One of our DBs was first team DBAL. So they're both really good players. Some people take that opportunity, I feel like, and it's kind of like they'll go grab they don't have the athlete go grab it or something like that. Man, you young and learning how to grind. I make them show up at 5 a.m., not be late, and make all 4 days. They also understand, put that back, get that over there. They wipe stuff down for the gym when they're done with certain sets and things like that. Now, these guys, typically what you're going to do as a trainer is kind of set up a portion of their session. You won't set up their entire lift. But if I know I got 3 plyos after our dynamic warm-up, where am I going to set up the 3 plyos? And what's our primary lift? Am I going to need a rack? Am I going to need this? Am I going to need that? So you can do a situational form of a setup for an athlete. And then you get some athletes. Last week, first-round pick from the New Orleans Saints. He came in town. He's a left tackle for the New Orleans Saints. So the young man is 6'6", I think it said. And we have 45s on the bottom rung of our squat racks. Now, as he's taking the plates from the bottom, I notice how low he is to take that 45 off and get it on the barbell. So therefore, in that situation, I'd rack up a barbell with him. First round pick, big potential $100 million contract on the way. Don't get hurt. Don't bend your back. Don't pick up load with your back like that. I'll re-rack everything. The thing about it is, first set, sometimes I'll tell them to take a load and then up weight in your sets. So he's grabbing, and then there's that, grab 60s, and then they show up with 65s, and then there's that. But, yeah, but then I want him jumping and increasing in his load every set. When you know their loads, you keep them to their loads. I knew he was at around 60, 65. 6 to 8. I got it written as 4 sets of 6 to 8, but we're going to do 3 sets and 6 to 8.
Love it.
Joe Pump, if you need Joe Pump,
Should I double 10 or double 5?
go 70s. That's why you get the 70s look sexy. See how much bigger they are than the 65s? So you got to.
They made these bolder.
Yeah. It really. Hey, Bob, the equipment actually is phenomenal. There's certain research, like Brett Contreras has done research, and that's why he comes out with the short barbell for girls' hip thrust, because the weight is more proximal versus distal on the barbell. We got guys, the first round draft pick from the New Orleans Saints, he's going to throw on 4 plates on stuff. The D tackle from University of Washington, he's throwing 5 plates on our stuff. What 5 plates looks like on bumper plates is out to about that thick. When we put 5 Watson plates on, they're about that thick. Everything's more condensed to the load. You do feel that our weights are heavier, and it's been a pretty big game changer training the athletes in here. I've noticed the difference of having more proximal load versus distal load on them for sure.
I know Watson's going like that.
Got that one.
Nah,
It's true though. It's true though.
Yeah, but even on the leg presses, people want to put stuff on the leg presses and they put 10
that's
plates
a big
on.
one. That's a big
It's like
one.
all the way out here. Okay, now we can just put it on our plates. We put it on in here. And you notice we never run out of plates ever because we have so many of them. And it's easier to load the plates. It's just so much easier.
And then that's true. Storage too, huh?
Storage, yep, absolutely.
Storage of the plates. You know it. You know, I kind of explained it a little bit with the weight room setup. I was like, it's kind of situational. I was like, younger guys, go rack it up, learn how to work. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, these guys, you got time to prep. You prep their session. And I was like, the first round pick, 315 on RDO. I begin to notice he's here for the 45s. You know what I'm saying? On his back. And then it's like, I got you. I'm racking up everything for you. You know what I'm saying? So that stuff is situational sometimes. That's the thing that comes with training the guys that I've began to train. It's like 7'2", 7'1", 7 feet, 6'9". That's a totally different femur than this femur, than that femur, than that femur. So like you have to you don't see things as a curl. You don't see things as like a leg extension. You're like, how does the hamstring need to get hit on this 7-foot player? Because as they do an RDL, this is a full stretch to their hamstring. We got girls in the gym that are going to hit this fully for their hamstrings. and they have the same stretch to the hamstring, but the biomechanics of the body have now changed. So, you know, with the general pop, you don't have to worry about it a crazy amount of time, but there are still general pop clients that you will begin to get that you need to kind of adjust the footing on a Bulgarian, not go here and begin to go here because they have a longer shin bone and a longer femur and certain things like that. So knowing your clientele is going to be big too.
So check this out. I was training Andre's son, right? So you know, it's like, this is Andre's son. Like,
Yeah.
I got to make sure he's good, right? And don't hurt him or nothing. So one day he's picking up a plate and he takes it off and drops it, hits his foot.
No.
I'm like, oh my God, right? I'm thinking for sure he broke his foot.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario. Like, you all right? You okay? You know, I'm starting to panic. I'm like, Andre's gonna kill me. Like, this is all bad, right?
Yeah.
So he gets home. I'm like, all right, let's go home. Like, let's tell me how it is. You know, text me, let me know. And I'm just checking my text messages. I'm like, please don't tell me it's broken, please. And he's like, nah, I think it's okay. I don't think we broke it. This, that, and the other. From that day on, I never ever let nobody put weights on. Every time I train somebody, I do it myself because I'm so scared. Because if something does happen to them, right?
You gotta tell. There is one thing you do gotta tell people: is take one plate at a time.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
one, we just
Oh,
get
that's-
sweaty.
oh, yeah.
Number one, we just get sweaty. But number two is like you really don't understand. You're grabbing 90 pounds.
Yes.
Even though you're grabbing 2 plates, you're grabbing 90 pounds. One's gonna slip. One's gonna slip.
That's like my biggest thing when I see people do that. I'm like,
One
oh my
time,
God, I can't
one
even
at a
look.
time.
I can't even look. I'm like, please, like, bro, like.
One at a time. Tell everybody.
please,
hey,
one at a
when you
time.
here, when you start, just one plate at a time. You'll be
Yeah,
good. but
if
one
you
plate
in the
at a time.
lab, do not grab 2 plates. I'm gonna kick you out. Like, one plate at a time, please.
For sure, for sure.
Oh,
Pec
man.
Fly machine. We'll go right there by Rob Nizami.
You want to show one of the plates? Why we only grab one?
Oh yeah,
that's
let
good,
me
that's
show.
good.
Come
Yeah,
on.
there you go.
See it, right? Look, they thin. But yeah, these Watson plates, they different. But they're slick. Like thank God we haven't had nobody drop them yet. But like they can, you know, you got to be really careful. Every time I pick up a plate, I make sure, you know, like I'm holding on to this thing real clean.
That's something that I noticed when I first started like come here. I was like, these are like.
Bro, you got to be careful. Like they dangerous because if that thing falls on your foot, it's all bad.
Boom, dumbbell incline bench. So we got our horizontal pressing movement. Now we're accessorizing with the Arsenal Pec Fly. This is one of those bodybuilding, quote unquote, machines that I absolutely love because you can determine by the arm length where you're gonna get that stretch from, but also as you bring the bicep back into the pec, you can press the handles into the ceiling. You get a really good chest contraction. So this is one of those machines that's like, stop using dumbbells or program dumbbells accordingly, but use this machine on your Pec Fly day, chest day. This one's tight.
Yeah, this machine, people love this thing.
This
man.
one's tight. This one's tight.
Like,
This one's
How
tight.
do you feel? I mean, you've been in a lot of gyms, obviously. Like, what do you think, like, as far as the equipment and stuff like that in the lab? Like,
it's a little different.
Yeah.
I would say it's a little bit more different than like I would say even like commercial. I mean, just the commercial gym you see like the C-Sport and things like that. It's more like it's more detailed. I guess
Yeah.
you could say machines. You know what I'm saying? Like right here for the chest, the stretching of the chest, even the squeezing. You can add the squeezing to it. You're not getting that. Here.
yeah.
You know? This is a perfect example.
We do got to point out this man's shirt, though. That's
RP.
my guy right
Shout out to
there.
Pot.
That's my guy right there, dude.
Shout out to Pot.
Yeah.
25 years old, 26? 25, 10.
How old would he have been today? Probably like, I think it was like some.
Man, when he gets shot and killed,
96, 20. Got it 96.
I have his biggest fan here in my phone.
29
Going to be an NBA first round pick next year.
That's crazy. Yeah. But to think about how much he accomplished at the age of 25.
Yeah, that's what I be telling folks.
That's what I always bring up.
4 years of fame.
Yeah.
Everything he did was in a 4 to 5 year span.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 4 to 5 years. He was relevant. Think of how long Drake been relevant. Jay-Z, Kanye, decades, right?
How y'all feel about, since we talking,
So,
how y'all feel about that Drake and
what you about that? Oh, you got to go there. I was going to go a different route. I was going to go a different route. I was going to go with, so is a shorter, greater span better than a longer duration of success? Michael Jordan versus LeBron James.
Yep, see, I knew you were going there. I knew you were going.
That's usually my argument.
No,
but-
come on. Jordan, I'm Team Jordan too.
When I say career-wise, I mean LeBron got a lot more.
But for playing 13 years, I had a better 13-year career than any.
Jordan.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's my 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 thing.
You walk out for 2 years, come back 3 shifts again. Like, who does that?
But not only that, if he doesn't take those 2 years off, that's 8 in a row.
Ain't in a row. Come on now. And who has a rookie average of 28, 6, and 5?
Yeah, come on.
That's a rookie. His career points per game is 30 points.
Now,
Number one.
Player of the year in the same season.
yeah. No, I don't even think it's close.
You know
but
what? You know what I love to talk about on this topic though? Scottie Pippen is the most underrated player of any sport all time. All time.
All time?
So Jordan, I think all time most underrated player. I think he was. You can't say just as good as Jordan. That's crazy. But like, what is Scottie Pippen's comparison in today's NBA?
He's a point forward in a way.
Yeah, but what's his comparison in today's NBA? Giannis type of defense, like nah, but like he's more on the wing.
yeah, that's kind of.
Point forward.
LeBron-ish, but not obviously not as skillful. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just like,
Scottie was hard.
but yeah,
He's tough. I think like
I think Scotty's one of the most underrated players ever.
Scotty was good, but how much of that was a Jordan though? How much of that was Jordan making him better?
Yeah, a lot of it. Scotty always picked up the number one target.
Yeah.
Scotty always picked up the number one target. If you're running with Magic, you're guarding that, you got a lot more energy down there on that offensive end.
Hey, you know what,
I mean, but you don't get into the better offensive
I
player.
would like to see that Miami Heat versus the Bulls. Jordan versus Dwayne Wade, Scottie
Shaq.
versus LeBron, Rodman versus Bosh.
That'd be
That would be a
fun.
good one. I haven't heard that one yet.
That'd be a cold matchup.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one. I always hear,
You just thought about
Golden
that?
State.
Literally just thought about that. Go to the stage.
Golden
Because they say the
State.
96 versus the Golden State, but
Yeah.
that depends on eras. Do they get the hand check? Steph ain't getting nothing off. Steph ain't getting nothing off. But if they don't get the hand check, what they gonna do to Steph? They ain't doing nothing to Steph.
I got the Warriors.
But
Yeah, I got the
it
Warriors
depends.
too.
The offense is.
Depends. Give me Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Michael Jordan with hand checking. Yeah,
Curry tough, though. Curry big.
What's Steph Curry doing at the top of the key when Michael Jordan can hand check?
But what's the weight of Michael Jordan?
What you mean?
Like the players evolve. Like Curry is so much
Yeah,
bigger.
that's why it depends on eras. It
That's
depends
what
on
I'm
eras.
saying is like the players are so much better. What kind of protein do those guys have?
Yeah.
What kind of BCA? What kind of creatine?
Michael Jordan brought strength and conditioning to the NBA.
Draymond and Rodman.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. That would be great. Yeah. They're both getting kicked out.
Somebody get a tech. That's a play. They're getting kicked out. Flagrant. That's done. That's done. Yeah.
They both gonna be tired. You're
done.
coming out.
But I truly believe that the players
Let's
now
go.
are just going to continuously get better and better and better. Because guess what? Just like you right now, as a coach, the coaches didn't know what the stuff that you know now, right? So 10 years ago, those coaches, they don't have the knowledge you have. So these guys are getting better at how they train, how they eat, what kind of supplements they
Gotta
take.
stay up to date.
The physical what about all the stuff that you do, right? The grassing. How many of these guys were getting that stuff done?
Nobody.
The muscle tissue stuff, right?
Young athletes getting it.
Okay,
High
so they're
school
not getting
athletes
any of
it.
that stuff now, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, all these high school kids are coming in here and getting work on you.
Yeah.
They're evolving. They're going to get better and better and better. And that's what you saw. Curry changed the game. And now you got guards. You got, who's this kid, the high school kid, the number one kid you got?
AJ
That dude-
Devontae or Darren Peterson. Yeah,
Okay, but
Darren,
how do those
yeah.
guys' style of play? They're crazy. Like,
Yeah.
but they're playing, you got centers playing like they're point guards now.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's changed.
I always say we haven't truly seen what Steph Curry's done to the game because, like, when I started that program, I think it's like very high level. We do like like they recruit internationally, all the top of McDonald's All American. They put everybody on a condensed team. We're number 4 in the country right now, and we go play a national schedule. You don't play in California. We play a national schedule and everything. And when I first got involved, the bigs needed to move well, but starting now, like. I don't think I think either the 7-footer, you'd want a 6'8" guy that can shoot and play good defense with long reach, or you want a 7-footer that can shoot. So I think 7-footers are going to have to shoot, or people are going to condense their offenses to 6'9", 6'10" guys that can shoot and get out there. You know what I'm saying? So like the game, Steph Curry changed the game.
But that's
forever.
why you don't got a David Robinson, a Patrick Ewing, Alonzo Mourning,
get
right?
back.
The
Shaquille
greats, the
O'Neal ain't
Shaquilles.
making it.
Because look at if Shaq's out there playing and then they run a high pick and roll, and now you got to have Shaq guard Curry. Good luck, right? The Kevin Garnett's and the Tim Duncans, sure, they probably could have got out there, but Patrick Ewing and Alonzo Mourning and those guys, they're not able to guard the guards this year, or like the guys that are out there right now. So that's why I say the game's evolved. The guys that are 7 foot all got to be able to shoot. They all got to be able to defend.
100%.
Yeah.
Crazy.
From the three-point line.
I'm telling you, there are guys coming up though. Like y'all, you gotta look at the last couple. There's guys coming up. I'm in this high school basketball game. There's guys coming up. Think about the last couple of years. Sar from the Hawks, he is moving like a guard at 7 feet tall. Wemby the year before that. Chet 2 years before that. All 3 of these guys can hit the 3 and defend the 3-point line. They're 7 feet tall. It's ridiculous. Y'all ain't seen what Steph did to the game. Watch when, like, over a 10-year span, when you don't, because not every first and second round pick make it in the NBA. But when you get a Wemby that's there for 12 years, that's going to be the Spurs center for the next 10 years. When 26 teams get their guy who's 6'10" or above, they can hit the three. It's going to be very hard to play center in the NBA, you guys. It's going to be like, you're going to have to be a genetic.
Now let me ask you this next question. Is there ever going to be another Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant?
Anthony Edwards.
Closest thing. Yeah, closest thing.
But I don't know.
Do you think there will ever be that guy?
Things change. Things change a little bit. Like, Justin Jefferson's going to end up with more yards than Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
Like, so maybe longevity. Jerry Rice is a longevity thing. Jerry Rice is kind of a longevity thing. But he will be the second. He'll be the receiver with the second most receiving yards in NFL history. But like, the game has changed. I'm not going to take anything away from Justin Jefferson right now. Yeah. But the game changed.
And I'm sure you're talking about like also winning, right?
Yeah. Winning championship. You can't just be the best guy.
That's true.
You got to win too, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's probably that worked with Jordan. Like when Jordan has a situation where like they build it around him, then Scotty takes the number one guy, then Robin does all the dirty work. Like it works. Sometimes you gotta like lean on the guy.
Like,
you need people like that.
For every LeBron, there's a Zion Williamson, right? Like LeBron stayed in the league and stayed healthy the whole time, which is like absolutely unreal, right? Like for you to stay, you're 40, right?
40 years old.
And you never
better
got
than
hurt,
half
really.
the players in the NBA still. Like it easily said,
Right now,
that's a fact.
It's his MVP season right now. His averages.
That's crazy.
And then you have Zion. You have Zion who has been hurt so many times. So like Zion was supposed to be the next big guy. Yep. He's this dunking machine. Everybody's like, oh, he's the next LeBron. And then he couldn't stay healthy. Yep. So not only do you got to be really, really good, but you got to be able to stay healthy.
There's a very big variable to the equation right now. And it's players get money before they prove their worth of the money.
I've seen that.
And well, it's not that they don't deserve it. I'm not going into that talk. I think they deserve it. I'm on that end. I was going to say something kind of foul, but I'm on that end. but players do get money without proving it now. So it goes a bunch of different ways. Yeah, I think he did say that. But it's just going to be different because of that. Like the work ethic change when you get $2 million. I promise you, work ethic change a little bit. Oh, yeah, I guess there's some that don't get satisfied with that. That's true too.